Okay, it's Friday the 10th of December. It's certainly a cold morn here in Ramsey in Cambridgeshire. What a place, St Thomas Becket Church. Interesting enough, it was actually tied into around about 1178 through to 1279, so some sort of 840 years ago, if we go back to 1178, it is suggested the Grail was actually here in this place. And it would have travelled at that point, according to some historians, from a church in Bray that we've already filmed in the past, and travelled the 93 miles as a crow flies northeast to the land to arrive here in Ramsey. Now we know that King Henry II had a very soft spot for Ramsey, as it were. Not so much of a soft spot because he ended up killing or assassinating a particular person later on in time, as we well know. Poor old Thomas Becket, who was assassinated on the 29th of December in the year 1170 AD by followers of the King Henry II. Who's actually one of my relatives down the chain, which just makes it all connected, doesn't it? Ramsey is such a connected place. The Nevilles, the Clarks, the Fordhams, and our royal line over the years all sort of merge on this place. And it's of no surprise to me. It's got a wonderful feel about it. It's got the sense of beauty. Let's have a look round and let's show you some bits here that are quite interesting. So, I mean, obviously, this is a little area here. Just all the little insignias. I mean, obviously, the glass windows have been replaced over the years. We've got different insignias and things there. I think what's important to note is that the connection is to Lord Robert de Neville of 1172 from Raby Castle. Now, as we know, Lord Robert de Neville was the start of the Neville line, and it was his grandfather who actually got much more involved in this particular area back in the day. So it's always had this sort of influence of wealth and power for a multitude of reasons. Now, as we know, the church was originally built as a hospital, and it was only going to have a little chancel in the end. Wonderful artistry work. If we just look there, up the top there, we can see the crest of Ramsey. And we want to see the bishop's hat there, right at the top. We can even see that and zoom into that section there at all. It's rather interesting. So, as I said, it is suggested the Grail was here for 101 years. It's a long time for the Grail to be in one location. Yes, it was marshland, but the church in the area was still here. It's almost suggested to us in some schools of thought that the Grail was here, or the church was built, or the hospital was built, as an area to host the Grail later on. Who knows? We weren't there, we didn't live in that period, did we? All we can do is speculate. It's wonder, and it's glory, really. And as you can see here, you've got the main high altar here. And isn't that absolutely divine? I particularly like it when we get up there. Let's show you these two wonderful angels. And there's two symbols. There's one symbol in particular that is the first symbology I've seen on a high altar in a church in many a year. And that's quite of interest to me. So much so. Let's just go up and have a look. We can see here that we've got before we get to that stage, we've got the Right Honourable Neville Fellows, the first Baron of Ramsey, there, proud plaque there, wonderful. See the coat of arms, it's an amazing coat of arms of the family, really. I quite enjoy that because we've got 5 to 3 to 4. So it's got lots of emblematic, it's very emblematical in its coat of arms, as it were. But this is what I wanted to show you. Let's go and have a look. This particular angel on the high altar is absolutely amazing. Just here, and the symbology there. Look at that wonderful shield. It's the first time I've seen the shield and the emblem in a church in many a year. I don't know how much you can actually see of that, really. But it's truly spectacular. I'm really, really pleased to see that. So as we go down, we'll just head through to you can see all the lovely, lovely pieces of artwork. And It's really beautiful. And how they've transformed it into this is amazing. It's got such a lovely feel about it. Now we also know, I mean, as always, I always love the wonderful pieces that I see in churches. I'm often found climbing up to the top of them and doing some kind of prankish thing. But you know, at the end of the day, I mean, what's amazing about this church is it is the 18th church in the line to allegedly hold the Grail, if we believe in that particular aspect. As you can see, we've got the wonderful Lamb of God here. Quite a nice representation, slightly different to some of the others that we've seen in different churches. How much of that you can actually see there. And if we just go around and pan to, yeah, it's quite nice actually. If we just pan around to here, we've got the beautiful rose here. I love the way the architrave's there on the rose. Quite interesting as well. I just want to show you this because this is a wonderful piece of history for Ramsey as well. We've already got a photograph of it. We've got here the book for the church, obviously to remember those fallen in the Great War. But look at this, it's absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful there when we see King George and his wonderful notelets from Buckingham Palace. You know, so I say this church has had so much influence from powerful people over many centuries. It's truly amazing. And if we just travel down now here, just something I want to show you on here. Lots of different beautiful stained glass windows there, all nice from the period. But there's one of particular interest, well there's two actually, but on the same set, going down here. And the first one is, this is a wonderful representation. I love the way St Michael is. I love the colours. So we've got the gold, we've got the yellow, we've got the red, we've got the grey, we've got the blue. And what most people miss is the dragon flag at the top. You can see that above his head, above St Michael's head. You can see the flag waving. And most people miss that. And that's one of the most important parts of the artwork there, the artistry. What's interesting, I see the actual Neville rose here. See, we've got the Neville rose there. People say, well, it's a Tudor rose, but it's a Neville rose, which is quite interesting. So there's quite a bit of artwork in there. We've got St Andrew's cross at the top on the right-hand side there, right at the top, St Andrew's cross. Just, I don't know how much we can pan up to there to see it, probably can't see a great deal of it, but it's there. What the Sumerians called the Benu Bird. Obviously we know it as the dove of peace, but you can see right up there at the top. And that's the most interesting point to see on that particular window. But it's a lovely church, it's worth visiting. It actually stands out in the area, so amazing. And it's just lovely and lovely to see. So, St Thomas Becket Church, originally called St Giles Church. If anyone wants to do any research on St Giles, he was actually born in Athens in Greece. And it was only later that it was changed to be dedicated to the Bishop of Canterbury, Thomas A. Becket. So, wonderful church in the local area, nice to see.